What's up, YouTube? It's FitzBro with a quick Age of Empires 4 tip for you. How to quickly garrison and ungarrison from a ram, particularly if you're in a battle situation, because it's a little bit awkward getting your units out of the ram sometimes. So let me go through a few of these different scenarios with you. Okay, so I've built 2 rams. Let's start with just a ram for demonstration. And so the question is, how do you quickly get in this ram? And then they show you this ability to unload and garrison. But if you do this, the ram will move into a different position. So even if I wanted to like drop my units right here, you can see a lot of times it ends up in awkward pathing. Now, this is an open field, but in a congested area, that is even harder to do. So what I recommend is don't use that ungarrison feature at all. So there's a few different ways you can get around it, and I'm going to show you what I think is the easiest. So number one, the easiest way you can do it is put the units you're going to put in this ram in their own control group. So these are all in control group 1. I'm going to garrison them inside this ram. Now, I don't have my ram in a control group. And so I'm going to press the number 1. Now, it shows the ram despite the fact that my ram is not in this control group. And if I just right-click, watch this. It's like you issued a move command, and your units will jump out, and your ram doesn't even move. So if you're sitting here attacking a building, and you've got units inside this, you just select them with that control group, and then you can just right-click and boom, have them attack whatever is attacking the ram. Okay, so that's one way. Another way you can do it, let's say we don't have a control group. Okay, so I'm going to remove my control group here, and I'm going to start with just spears. Often you might have like one unit type, right? So I'm going to put just spears in here. What I can do is I can click on the ram. I can hit tab, which will hit this hardened spearman, and then watch if I right-click, it's just like I had that selected in a control group. Once again, put them inside there. I hit tab, so it selects the spearman, and I right-click, and it's just like I issued a move command. Okay? So that is another way that you can easily do it if you didn't get to put them all in. Now, you can't issue an attack. You can't do an attack move command. Okay? So if I hit A here, it doesn't know what to do. So you have to just right-click. Okay? So tab, right-click. Now, let's see how it behaves if you've got multiple unit types in here. So this is going to be a little bit more challenging if you do not have control groups, because you're only going to be able to select one at a time. But you can still do it pretty quickly. So I'm going to tab to my spearmen. Okay, so I have no control groups. Tab to my spearmen, right-click, they're going to jump out. Obviously, the archer's going to jump out. So then I just have to tab over. Interesting, look, it says I still have spearmen inside there. What a bug. I'm going to tab over to the archers, and boom, now they jump out. And it's as simple as that. So with that right there, you should have all the tools you need to garrison and ungarrison quickly. I also wanted to demonstrate what happens when you have units in 2 different rams. Okay, 2 different rams here. Now, it's not going to be easy to ungarrison these guys now since I don't have a control group. But you can see even with tabbing, I can quickly execute it. So I'm going to put all these guys in a control group now and put them in these 2. And now all I need to do is select control group 1. And if I right-click, look, they'll jump out of both rams. Now, make sure you pay attention to this detail. All of this stuff won't work with control groups if one unit from the control group is not inside a ram. So watch, I'm going to put one unit over here, put the rest inside a ram. And now when I issue these same, I'm going to select control group 1 and right click, and they don't understand. Even if I hit like F or whatever, like it does not compute. So if you have units that are in a control group in a ram and also not in the ram, you need to select the ram and do it the way that I showed you to do it without control groups. Okay, so make sure you have all those units in the ram, or just don't use this with control groups. Okay, I hope this was a helpful tip. Please let me know down in the comments if this was helpful to you, or if you have any other tips for maximizing your ram usage with your infantry. But I thought this was something that's really helpful and going to help me out on the battlefield. So make sure you hit that subscribe button if this was interesting to you, and I hope to see you guys in the Discord. See you next time I'm live over on twitch.tv/FitzBro.